Hello everyone, my name is Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you guys my September TBR. I can't believe it is already almost September of 2021, but here we are. So I actually don't have a ton of books to talk about in this video. I think September is going to be a pretty mood read heavy month for me. Also in September, I think my reading is going to take a big hit in terms of how many books I'll be able to read in September, just because I'm going to be starting rehearsals for a local production of The Addams Family, the musical, which is really exciting. This is definitely like a good problem to have, but because I'm gonna be in rehearsals almost every night, yeah, that's definitely going to affect how many books I can read. So I don't know, I just felt like pointing that out. Not that I need to explain my reading to any of you, but I kind of like to give you guys life updates every now and then. Also, I quickly want to mention, with that same theater company, in December they are doing a production of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, and I very recently found out that I got cast as Madame, aka the stepmother in that, which is so exciting because I haven't played like an actual villain like ever, actually. I've played roles that you could argue have villainous qualities, but I've never played someone quite like the stepmother. So this is going to be a really fun acting challenge for me. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly mention some little life things that are going on, but let's kind of jump into the books that I am planning on reading. First things first, we have Queen Takes Rose by Katie Robert. This is the 6th and final book in her Wicked Villain series. I've been putting off reading this book mainly because I didn't have access to the audiobook, but I saw that my Libby app recently got the audiobook. So I'm really excited to finally read this installment. I love the audiobooks that Katie Robert did for this series. The voice actors that she got are all fantastic and fit all of the characters just perfectly. So that's really why I wanted to wait until the audiobook was available. Also, I'm really excited for September because I have plans for at least one reading vlog, but I think I might have 2 in the works actually. And one that I'm definitely doing is another vlog where I read a particular booktuber's favorite books of all time. And so in September, I'm featuring Samantha from Books with Samantha. She is someone that I kind of recently found out about and started binging all of her videos, and she co-runs the Historical Hellions book club with Jess from Peace Love Books. And so I was on their live show for their July book, which was Flowers from the Storm by Laura Kinsale. And so it was really great to like meet her in person virtually. She's just such a cool person, and she recently came out with a video where she talked about her top 5 favorite books of all time. And what I realized when watching that video is that I've only read one of the books that she features in that video. So I am planning on vlogging my experience reading the other 4 books. I only own one of them in physical form, which is Again the Magic by Lisa Kleypas. There are quite a few books by Lisa Kleypas that I need to read, and so doing this vlog is the perfect excuse to finally read this book, because this is like the prequel novel to the Wallflower series, which I have read the entirety of, so I'm glad to get the opportunity to like finish out this series. I did also want to quickly mention a video that I made pretty recently, which is my Kindle Unlimited TBR. So those are all the books that I have currently checked out on Kindle Unlimited. So I am planning on reading at least a couple of those books in September as well, but I didn't want to feature them in 2 different TBR videos, so I thought that I would just point that out as well. So then I guess I'll just jump into the stack of physical books that I have next to me. So first things first, we have My Last Duchess by Eloisa James. This is the prequel novel to the Wilds of Lindo Castle series. This will be my first Eloisa James novel. This is more of a novella actually, and then it includes a bonus story called Storming the Castle. But I've just heard nothing but great things about Eloisa James, and it sounds like she has kind of a similar writing style to other historical romance authors that I really enjoy. So really excited to jump into this series. I've heard it compared to the Bridgertons, so that sounds fun. Then let's see, another historical that I have is This Scot of Mine by Sophie Jordan. This is book 4 of the Rogue Files series. So this is the last book of the Rogue Files series that I have to read actually. I read this series out of order. I read like the last 3 books last year, and then I read the first 3 books a couple months ago, and so now I'm getting to like the middle book of the series now. And yeah, I don't really know too much about the plot of this one, except that it's about Lady Clara, who I believe is the half-sister of Marcus, who was the hero of the previous book in this series. So these books are all interconnected, but like you can also read them as standalones. That's pretty standard for historical romances. Next up we have All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. So this is one of 2 Colleen Hoover books that I featured in my 21 books I want to read in 2021. I'm actually doing a really good job of working my way through that list of books. I think after reading this, I'll only have like 4 books left to get to, which is pretty great. So yeah, I've been meaning to read more from Colleen Hoover because I've only read Verity by her, which is her thriller. It's definitely not a romance novel. So I'm excited to get to her romances, and I've heard nothing but phenomenal things about this one. I know that it's very, very, very emotional. She tends to write more heavy romances. And then I also can't wait to get to It Ends With Us at some point in the very near future as well. But yeah, this is the one that I'm planning on reading in September. Then we have Colty by Mariana Zapata. I am so excited to jump into another Mariana Zapata book. I've read 2 of hers at this point, from Luke Off With Love, and then I read The Wall of Winnipeg and Me back in May, I believe, and I adore both of those books so much. They are easily 2 of my top favorite romances of all time. And Colty is another one of Mariana Zapata's books that I feel like is definitely a fan favorite of hers. I know so many people that say that this is their top favorite Mariana Zapata book ever, so that's really saying something. I don't remember too much of the plot except that it is a soccer romance. We have our heroine, Sal, and she starts to play for this team, and the man who is her coach is someone who was like a very famous soccer player back in the day, and so she kind of idolizes him. But then when she meets him and realizes that he's actually an asshole, she doesn't know what to do. And so it sounds like there's like Grump Sunshine goodness going on. And as usual with Mariana Zapata, this is a very, very chunky book. I think this is at least, yeah, it's at least 500 pages, but I am just obsessed with her slow burn romances, so I can't wait for this. And then the last physical book that I want to get to in September is The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. Oh my goodness. I've been waiting for this book to come out for so long because it was supposed to come out last year. And I have the Book of the Month editions for the previous 2 books in this companion series. So I've been waiting to see if Book of the Month would have The Heart Principle as well. And so I was just very excited to see that they did. So we're finally getting Kwan's story. Kwan has been featured quite a lot in the 2 previous books. I love his character so much, and I'm very interested to see who Helen Huang pairs him up with and how their romance plays out. I have a feeling that I'm going to love it as much as I did the 2 previous books in this series. And then last but not least, I thought that I would quickly mention that I want to get back into some paranormal romance series that I've been reading kind of off and on throughout the last year or so. So the first book that I think I want to get to is Caressed by Ice by Nalini Singh. This is book 3 in her Psy Changeling series. This is just a very interesting world where we have 2 different kinds of humans essentially. We've got the Psy that are like humans with psychic abilities, and then we have the changelings, which are humans that can shift into various different kinds of animals. So I've heard really great things about this 3rd book in particular. I also want to get to Lover Unbound, which is book like 5, I think, in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series by J.R. Ward. This series has like at least 18 books, and I don't think that I'll ever actually finish the series, but I want to read at least like the first 8 or so. And then the last couple books in the Night Huntress series, I'm pretty sure I have exactly 2 books left of that series to go. So we'll see if I end up reading just both of them this month or just the next installment. I've really been enjoying this series. It's about this half human, half vampire named Kat, and then this vampire named Bones, who reminds me a lot of Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And yeah, it's just been a fun time so far. So I definitely plan on continuing that series as well this month. All right, guys, that's going to be it for my September TBR. I would love it if you would leave a comment down below if you want to tell me about some of the books that you plan on reading in September. I would also love it if you would leave a like and subscribe, and I thank you so much in advance if you do, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!